Hello everyone and welcome to my Ascension messages. My name is Bobby and I will be your guide for today. Today I am going to channel some messages and do a bit of tarot, do some free tarot for the chat bars people that come after as well. In any case, my head's a bit swirly at the moment because I've been getting all these messages coming through about the solar flares. Also, I have a new hidden codes to gold, and that is going to publish straight after this live. So yeah, there is a link on my my channel, but it's actually being published live straight after this this channeling. That has some really powerful messages in there, and it's got a lot to do with our history, and it'll change the way you feel about our history, change the way you feel about gold, change everything. So if you want to go have a look at that. But at the moment, it's really interesting because my last channeling that I did was actually to do with a reshuffle, and it was bringing up that we were going to move through the fire. And it was coming soon, and then they were bringing up solar flares, and so happened since that, like yesterday, we have had an influx of solar flares coming our way with heaps and heaps of aurora skies being photographed and everything. So last night I started to get downloads about the actual solar flares that were coming, and at that moment I knew there was two, and then this morning I got led to a video by a good friend of mine who said, this person actually said that there was three. So they're all pancaking onto each other. So we had two, one slow, and then when it hit us, which was yesterday, and it's hitting us now right at this moment, it was hitting us, and then it ended up having another one come after that, which was double the speed of that. So that caught up this right on, I wouldn't say double the speed, I don't know how much speed, but it caught up to it right over Earth. And then we had another one that has gone even faster, that is now catching up to the other two, and we are hitting. So there's a trifecta. There is three lights hitting us. This is so interesting because last night I was getting the message of a unity within us, and the timing is right, and a shift is happening from within us. And it's very, very profound because it's going to open up a lot. It's going to be the birth of these new frequencies, or and a whole new way of living is going to be born out of these solar flares, because as they hit us, they affect us in a way that if we are in the right condition to be able to accept these light-bearing gifts, they will call them, then our conditions will thrive. In other words, we will shift into these other dimensions. Weirdly enough, before I was going to go live, I was watching about truffle mushrooms growing. I just follow whatever I feel like doing, and the weird thing was, I realized why I was following it, because I actually photographed one of the what it was actually bringing up, but it was bringing up the birth of a mushroom, and it just totally resonated with these light frequencies that were coming towards humanity. So I'll share that with you. They were talking about two different types, feminine or masculine or whatever, two different opposing seeds that would end up sporing out these they call them hyphas, and then when they actually met in the middle, they exchanged information, and then that exchange of information would spur it on even more and grow this beautiful, you can't really see it, there you go, this beautiful mushroom. And the top of the mushroom would then birth new seeds. But it's weird because if you turn it on its side, it literally looks like a solar flare coming to Earth. And they were showing, they led me to that on purpose. So here we are, and it said it had to be in the right conditions for this to be able to happen. So we have been conditioning ourselves, humans have been conditioning ourselves to be in the right condition for the acceptance of this triple light solar flare coming our way. And they're showing it as, they kept telling me, if you see it from a 5-dimensional perspective, it's not just a wave that's coming. There's something more to this. They're bringing me to when I was, it would have been 2012. No, 2010. Every year they shifted me to a new house, and I knew what house I was in when this happened. In 2010, I got this message. I actually asked the Pleiadians, what's the truth about reality? And they showed me in a way of, and I have told this story before, but they showed me in a way of just light, everything being light, or just information, wisdom is just one big ball of light. And then they said, imagine that a being lied down, and it was that light, and then it wanted to have an experience. So it covered its legs with a blanket, and that was the night sky. And then it pinpricked all these holes in the blankets, and they said, they're the stars. So when we look up at the night sky, whenever this source energy wanted to shift something on Earth or another planet or whatever, a frequency, it gave a new intention. It gave a new clarity, or a new, intention, new vibration. And it would, so they're showing me what's been happening up till now. We've had all these solar flares, and we've known about them too, but we haven't really, we've known about them logically, but there's way more going on behind the scenes in the fifth dimensional aspects of ourselves, our souls, and how we are interacting with this in this physical body. And they're showing me that up till now, all the solar flares have been showing us a mirror reflection of things that we hadn't loved within ourselves coming up as, whether it be annoying people, annoying situations, even demonic beings and so forth, which are showing us our power that we're denying within ourselves. And then the conditions had to be right. And that's why they called the last channeling a reshuffling, because the conditions had to be right for these trifecta of lights. It's like the first two spurred the third. And they were showing me a vector scale, like two circles. Say we could call them masculine and feminine, because this is what we are connecting with within our psyche of ourselves, logical, intuitive, night and day, sleeping, awaking, whatever you want to call it, but etheric, physical. But these two vectors of opposite nature, just like the two seeds that were germinating of the mushrooms. And then they showed me it together. When they come together, they exchange information. It's that central bit in the middle, the vector, that has the spur of much greatness, or a lot more. It's like a birth of a new world, and so they're also showing me people from now on, when they are getting into relationships, we've conditioned ourselves enough to know who is right for us and who is not right for us. And if we can see through the bullshit, excuse my language, we can see through the lies. So because we can see through it, we're not allowing anyone to come close to us unless they are in resonance of the new earth that we want to, the new mushroom that we want to bring forth. So it's an exchange of information between two parties, and it doesn't matter if it's friends, lovers, whatever, but there's going to be a lot of new romances growing. From now on, you'll see there's been a few, but there's going to be way more, where people are actually uniting for the benefit of creating a new earth. So they're not going to accept anyone else into their life unless it is a condition for that new earth expanding. Now, this is what these trifecta of lights, these solar flares, are doing to humanity at the moment. They are pancaking onto each other to give us the awareness within ourselves. We're literally also, they're showing us opening up the pineal gland to be, it's like the right conditioning for the physical body to be in harmony, be able to accept the DMT that's released by the pineal gland now. That's going to infuse into the Brahma cave, this space at the top of your spine, to be able to access a psychedelic or other dimensional spaces, and the acceptance of the logical mind now, realizing there is wisdom within those spaces that can be grounded in the here and now on earth, will mean that it'll match your gift. Your abilities will all start to shine, the telepathy, telekinesis, all that sort of stuff. We are creating this outside of a limited program that was only coming from a logical mainframe, thinking it knew it all, and denying any power of the intuitive feminine side. So it's like the first wave of the solar flare was they're showing me the feminine and then the masculine hitting that, because it's the direct focus, and then that opens us up to source energy, which is the third. A trifecta of light coming together creates new colors, new vibrations, new everything. But we have to be conditioned right to be able to accept this. And how do we condition ourselves to accept this? Is we now know how to live in the moment, be more present, be really here, not be worrying about the future or the past, which is a logical way of trying to control things, which it doesn't understand. It's actually holding itself back. It's more of a release of the logical mind, of a blooming of it, a gentleness, an opening of that side of humanity. So the masculine's going to now, it's not softening in a way of being weaker or anything like that. It's softening because it's stronger, because it's accepting itself, its nature of things being a stable, grounded, firm thing in a physical way for us to be able to live in this physical world. And it knows its power is there, so it can now release the opening for a feminine to be able to exist in collaboration with it rather than be against it. And so then the feminine feels a release and doesn't have to fight anymore to be heard. The acceptance of a feminine's emotions and how they can feel more and see into these places. It's an allowance of this to come together. So here we have the germination of the seeds and mushroom seeds, exchanging information instead of fighting each other, which would withdraw the energy and then they would die. And that's what would happen with humanity unless we have this opening back towards our authentic self, which is the true nature of humans interacting with the God self as well as the physical self. So yeah, all of that's coming up. I know I'm supposed to do tarot today, but it's just so much information coming my way. I just have to express this to be able to help you guys understand. So what you can do for yourself is more of a real gentleness within yourself of knowing who thyself is, to live in the moment and really trust that when you have a passion and a desire, you know the right direction to go with that, that things can change as you hit different frequencies, different people, different desires merge and then shift up and expand. So we're not closed in anymore of it has to be this way and that's it till the day I die. No, we have to be in a place of surrendering to these new energies, being able to collaborate together. So there's going to be a lot more collaboration coming up from now on within humanity who have done the work. So light workers meeting light workers, soul groups and tribes coming together, people who really get each other and are there for the purpose of growing this new expansion. That's not to do with one knows better than the other, or one's the leader of the other. Where I am good at messages, I am not very good at the physical world. I'm getting better. I'm working on it, and but I'm definitely not the best when it comes to the physical world. Certainly, my team is helped me, but you can see what I'm saying. Just using myself as an example, we haven't got it all, but we have got pieces, and it's that interwovenness of that blanket that we are creating this new reality. So then they're showing me, the two vectors, then pulling together more vectors together, creating the tree of life, creating the flower of life. When it gets to the point of the tree of life, we're going to have another expansion. And that means that there's like, I don't know how many, 13? I don't know what the tree of life has in I don't follow that sort of thing. But maybe the number 13 of people coming together, and then it expands into the flower of life. But there's definitely quite a few transitions that we have to go through, energy alignments that we're going through into this future. So it's going to depend on you, how much, where you are, where your soul is in alignment with your physical body, how much you've accepted within your soul and your physical body to allow the light in, to step into your power, to magnetize more, to come towards you. Because when you're in your power, it's like the beginning of the two seeds. They grow these little wiggly lines out. And so when you're in your power, you can then, the path to take. And so you go on your path, you go on your journey, you're towards whatever is really passionate for you. So that's literally growing the path towards somebody else who's also growing the same path, but in a different way. So maybe you're the feminine, he's down the masculine, down whatever, it doesn't matter. Or maybe you've got a bit of both in you and they've got a bit of both in them. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But it's like an opposing thing where you then sort of come together because of your direction, of your focus and your intention on what you're building or creating in this world, where you want to go. Maybe one's coming from a more etheric world, and then they're learning at a ground, and one's coming from a more grounded way, and then they're learning how to work in the etherical worlds. And so the path is taken, and then there will be a spark where you meet. And when you meet, you'll just go, oh, this just feels right. Like whether it be a business partner, a friendship, or a lover, it just will feel right. And then you'll go, that now we feel free enough to be able to express ourselves more. It's like the conditions are right for the growth of even more. And they're showing me the power of, so it's not 2 times, it's 2 to the power of 2. And so it expands even more. And then this is how we end up integrating and becoming more in alignment with ourselves. Okay, I will do tarot. I will do this for others to. I will tap into the tarot as well. We'll get into that. Sorry, it's just a lot. It's a lot of information coming, and this is going to be the downfall of so much that is out of balance. Like you're going to see so many things that you thought were going to take hold crumbling. You thought would be a definite, that's how it's going to go. And if it's not for the benefit of this new birthing, this new love frequency, if it's created from a control mechanism of trying to control everything outside of them and not have done the inner work, it's going to crumble, because it's too powerful now. The energies that have come towards us, especially right here, right now, this is a point of no return. And the point of no return means that the new world is definitely, it was anyway, but it's like sealed, signed, sealed, delivered. Signed, sealed, delivered. That's interesting. Now they're bringing me to sign, the first wave, sealed, the second wave, delivered, the third wave. The new earth was signed. We agreed to it, sealed. We decided that was our absolute focus, and delivered. It now is going to be grounded into this world. Trifecta of light keeps coming up, and they're showing me a prism, and the prism is now sprouting new colors, new dimensions, new understandings. There's a higher acceptance of the psychedelicness of ourselves, higher acceptance of understanding things. They're showing me going through DMT, in a DMT experience, and having little gnomes, and then they're like, now you're going to understand why everyone saw those little elves or those little gnomes. There's going to be an awareness through humanity's consciousness of our true history. This is why I did Hidden Codes to Gold just recently, because it has a lot of our history in it. Because we had to go a deep dive into our history. So definitely watch that. It's only a 6-minute video after this one. The link is down below to my actual Codes to a New Reality YouTube, but I'll give the link as well after. Okay, I want to see what tarot has. Now, why does tarot even work? They're saying, well, tarot works because you've already put in a question to your physical universe, which is the tarot, and the question then is then mirrored back with the answer, because they're saying you already know the answer within you. You already know the answer, but to accept it from the logical mind, tarot is a good way, because it shows up as a physical evidence outside, as a picture or image outside. They're saying in the end it's a fun game, but it's not necessary for these higher dimensions. It was a go-between when we had the fall. It's something that the so-called witches, or the ones that held codes, created to keep the magic alive, the feminine magic alive. So still relevant at this moment until we are really accepted. Like, the logical mind's got to have to accept a lot. In other words, the masculine energy out there, it's going to have to change. It's going to have to really accept a lot. So be gentle with that side of ourselves. We don't want to be attacking anymore. You know, you come up to a male that's very dogmatic, rah, rah, rah. You just gently, you know, throw the seed his way. You've come into his reality for a reason. You know, be your authentic self. Don't hide yourself, just be who you are. They wanted to match that vibration to be able to find something out about themselves anyway. And whether it's something that doesn't last or something that does last, then, you know, it'll just go the way it's supposed to go. But we're all here to help each other now. We're not here to get up each other for not knowing. As we go along. Okay, let's see what the cards want to say. So, the solar flares that's happening at the moment, and it's so incredible what's just happened, and I cannot believe, and something my logical brain's going, whoa, I actually did bring that up in the channeling, just as these solar flares were taking off, and just as the scientists were starting to measure, oh my God, what's happening? And I'm channeling this message about, we're going to go through the fire. They're telling me solar flares. Yeah, go have a look at that one on Tuesday. Tuesday's in Brisbane time. That's why it's Tuesday for us, which was the 11th for Australians. Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands that's come out. There's a story here. He's looking, it's really funny the way he's looking. See his face? It's like got one eyebrow up, kind of you're coming at me and I've only got one. This is going to be like the logical side of self, or maybe a masculine that's coming into our world is like, oh, I can't fight this energy anymore. It's too in my face, like all this feminine energy coming towards him going, you gotta shift, you gotta change, you've got to accept more in your reality, and we are waiting for you to accept more in your reality, because when you accept more in your reality, then we can shine and show you a new path. And you've been stuck in this old sort of path for ages, and do you really want to keep on fighting for that old power that really never gave you any sense of peace because you were constantly trying to protect it? So interesting. I don't know who I'm channeling now. That's so funny. Okay. Any more messages that's coming through? So yeah, the dogma of self, and you have that within you. You know, you have that logical mind that's just going to have to let go of some of these programs because they're not going to come into this next dimension. You know, limitations and smallnesses, and portals don't exist, and vibrations are only to so far. If I can see it, I can feel it, I can touch it, then it exists. Yeah, wow. And then we have TVs, and then we have the internet, you know, spider web of the internet, and the unseen that is showing us things and communicating with us in weird ways that the logical mind is just like, oh yeah, but that is, and trying to put something on it. It's not going to understand everything, in other words. Oh my God, look at this, the sun in reverse. How bizarre. Now the sun in reverse is still a powerful positive card. I always see it as a very positive, like the most powerful card. I can't believe I've got the sun coming through in reverse. This is definitely the reshuffle that I was talking about in the channeling on Tuesday. The reshuffle. Where create, what do you want to create? We've got these two cherubs too, very innocent in there, and they're flowing. Look, literally like solar flares coming our way. Look, the two solar flares coming away, and then that burst of light that came after. I'm really seeing that from source energy expanding onto earth. Source energy expansion. Like if we're living in the presence of God itself, then our cells are going to be lit up with wisdom, because the cells are light. The cells represent a sun in the universe anyway. It's going to be lit up with all this wisdom. So yeah, I love that. So definitely a reshuffling here. I'm gonna turn it upright. They're showing me all of these horoscopy signs that are around the sun are coming together, or an emergence. Now they're bringing me to when I was attacked by this being, and I could see the being because I could see into different dimensions, and I saw I always thought it was all my I never saw all my chakras come into one ball of light. I just felt that's what was happening, and then it exploded. So I'm seeing the waves of these solar flares as they hit us, awaken, and then boom, it's like there's no way out of these new energies now. You're either going to perish, you're either going, please don't think of it like that. But they're talking about the ones that are really, really nastily holding on, don't give a toot about progress within themselves, not even try to do the work. They will probably perish. But more has come through than what they expected. And you can see it because we still hold a lot. There's still a lot of humans on the earth. Like they didn't. A lot of us are coming through together. Yeah, so they're showing me those horoscope with signs, like all of the personalities that we've gone through coming together to one ball of light and understanding ourselves from a different perspective. We're not holding on to the limitation of who we have to be anymore. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. So I really feel anything that wasn't working for you. Say, for instance, you've been working on abundance, grounding abundance into this world. And you feel, you know, when's my harvest coming in? I'm so sick and tired of waiting for this to happen. Is it ever going to happen? It's almost like the let go of the harvest actually means they will fall on their own. You don't even need to pick the harvest. It will just fall anyway, ripen and fall. It was always going to ripen anyway. So you don't have to be there waiting patiently to collect. They want you instead to really embrace and enjoy yourself. You're matching the vibration. Now they're bringing me to another dream that I had where I met Mother Earth as a turtle, and she had a wound on her flipper. And then she went to the shoreline to give birth. And it wasn't much of a shoreline. And she still had to give birth. And then she morphed into, the turtle ended up morphing after she gave birth into a beautiful blonde humanoid. And I saw her and she said to me, don't worry about the rubbish on Earth. Go and have fun. Go and dance your way all the way to the new Earth. Go and dance. So when we sit ourselves in that feeling of just enjoyment more, of course, it's not always going to be that way because we are caught in the program too, but the most that we can do and living in the moment, not worrying about so much anymore. The worry is the thing that's really held us back, and it's easier said than done. And I can honestly, you know, I hold hands with anyone. I totally get it. My head can be such a worry fart. But this is the thing that is letting us down in a way, because this is why the logical mind needs to just release. It's actually a logical mind that's worrying, or the masculine side of yourself, trying to fit into a world that's crumbling anyway, instead of taking all of the things that's crumbled and creating something beautiful. Shifting your vibration. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry too much. Things, if you have been working on something and you feel like it's never going to happen, or is this the right path, or you start to doubt or whatever, just go and enjoy yourself. You'll be really surprised with that happy feeling that you have within yourself, how much you magnetize the actual people that you were looking for to begin with. So yeah, the solar flares are really definitely giving us a feeling of release. And now we have the Fool, and I am so not surprised to see this, because we are going to literally jump into, I mean, the Fool, it's almost like the logical mind on the masculine self or a masculine partner would see the feminine who is airy-fairy going off in the tangent of enjoying themselves as the Fool. That's what they would see you as, the Fool. Oh, you're not going to work today? What? You said you're going to sunbathe and you're going to go to the shops and enjoy yourself, or whatever, or go to the beach, or go to the whatever. It doesn't make any difference. And you're like, yeah, I am. And then he'll go, but you're a fool, because you should be bringing in the money, and you should be in this reality where we have to work really hard for our money. And then you go to the beach or the shops or whatever, and you bump into such and such, and they tell you such and such, and then you're like, oh my God, I know how to make my hobby, my so-called hobby, the thing that I'm passionate about, actually work now. See, you don't know how this information is going to come. You don't know how the world is going to interact with you. How interesting is this? Both of these cards have the horoscope symbols around them. Really standing out, and I've never even noticed that before. We're shifting into, I'm not sure about this, but are we in the 13th horoscope sign that was denied, the feminine one? Remember there was like 13 of them? I did talks about it yonks ago. I did talks about it and channelings about it yonks ago. Opheris? I'm trying to remember the name. 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, by the way. I will put that back in. Gifts coming, because right under that was gifts coming. Sorry. There's something, I don't know. I'm going to look it up and see if someone can look it up. I don't know. But there is a 13th sign, and I'm pretty sure it's in November. And it was taken out by the powers to be because they didn't want us to be all that powerful feminine energy. Just like they, stopped the 13 moon cycle and brought it to a 12 month, and they shunted everything. This is the reshuffle. We have to reshuffle ourselves back into alignment with Earth and her actual ways of moving through life for us to even go into these higher dimensions. Like I don't hardly even look at my time, the watches, anything. I actually go by the sun these days. I don't have to do anything in a certain time frame. I'm really lucky. I don't have work that I have to. I do work when I want to do work. I don't have to do. It's just the way that my life's turned out at the moment. It's a blessing in disguise right there. Sorry, my dyslexia. Ophiuchus. I'll never be able to read it. 29th of November to 3rd December of 18. Okay, thank you, Annie. So that is coming up. Maybe we're getting prepped for that. Maybe we're getting prepared for that, because they are showing me these horoscopes really standing out. And there's one missing, right? Maybe we're prepping for this alignment. Ooh, it's going to be so interesting these next few months. What's happening? I actually would love to get stories of people from now, these solar flares that have hit us, till the next few months, and see how much transformation happens. I think it's going to be quite exciting. Everything seems to be falling out in reverse, though. 6 of Cups in reverse. They're showing me that rainbow kite there, like a pyramid of light in the clouds, pointing towards the children. The children are awakening. Oh my gosh, now they're bringing me to when I was with the Cherokee elder. She wrote a story about my name, and it was talking about the history of humanity, because I hold the codes to help. And it was like the children are not, and they called humanity the children because we were newly created by different species, and DNA manipulation and so forth. And in that creation, we were birthed as this absolute magnificence of imagination and spurring for source energy to create so many new paths. But then we had to be repressed because we were like children. They always show me children with matches trying to create, and not really knowing what they were doing with that fire within themselves, or that passion within themselves, or that the imagination had to be held back. And so that's why we went through what we went through. But I'm seeing the 6 of Cups. It's like holding many gifts, aligning with you when you go back to your innocence again, but now you have the maturity. It's like you are now mature, but to find the innocence within you will mean that you will move into a world of fantasy, rather than or grounding more fantasy into your world that is in alignment with the happiness of yourself. So in other words, wouldn't it be awesome to have a community that we had, that we worked with the crystals, and big crystals were emanating or heightening our own sovereign, authentic truth in nature, and creating, light bearing homes and so forth. And I'm not saying that it will be physically manifested. They're showing me bridges and new colors and just fantasy, kind of fantasy worlds developing within humanity's psyche. More fun, more humor, more lightness, more not so serious. There's something about humor coming through too. Lightening up about ourselves. Lightening up about ourselves. And maybe these solar flares are asking us to lighten up. Like we have a pancake effect of 3. Why do they keep saying a pancake effect of 3? It's like boom, boom, boom. There's something there. They keep bringing, whenever I do that, it's like they're showing me from the 5th dimensional aspect, it will be seen as something different. If you took a crop circle and you made it into the 2D crop circle into a 3D, then there's a 4th D, then there's a 5th D. It's kind of like interacting with time. Time doesn't exist. When time doesn't exist, the 5th dimension is exploded through the energy of the crop circle, integrating with the earth, and then humanity observing it or seeing it creates an effect within humanity's pineal gland to be able to interact the Brahma cave, and then the remembrance of that crop circle pattern as the frequency alignment for you to be able to connect with others, all of that sort of thing, which I've been taught about before. But they're showing me that because there's something about this pancake effect on humanity really pushing even into more dimensional spaces, more awarenesses of self. We're not limited anymore. And they're showing me a tube of electricity, a tube of electricity where we know where we're going. But then when we meet another, it's the spark that can be going anywhere. Now to show me a lighter with a spark coming off it. Now where are we going with this? Just like ting, ting, ting all around the earth. We are the ones that are the black void that I saw in a dream that was taking out things that weren't resonating for the benefit of our growth. It's all intermingled. When you see it from high dimensions, you are it and it is you. The solar flare was a physical thing looking outside of us, but it was already happening within us. This is going to open up much more in humanity's consciousness, a much more accepted reality of the other dimensional spaces and the psychedelicness of humanity's consciousness. That this goes beyond even contact. Like we think this is going to lead us, well, it'll lead us to contact with other beings, but it's going to take us even further. They show me even further. Oh my God, on the back of the deck is the four of the wands, the 4 of the wands. Maybe there's a 4th. Wonder if there's a 11. Imagine if there's a 4th solar flare going. Okay, or maybe the next one will be 4 solar flares, or I don't know. Okay, we'll just put that out there and see. But 4 wands. Now they're showing me pillars of information. Pillars of information with that 4 of wands. I've now put it in the pack. I can't show you it again. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, we're definitely grounding more harmony on earth, or more gifts on earth, more wishes coming true. Wishes coming true. We know where we're going. We know what we deserve. Wishes are coming true. Humanity's heart at the core essence is beautiful. And that is enough to carry us along. Those that aren't in thinking more demonic kind of a way of controlling in that, they're not even going to be able to, it's not even going to, it just won't even exist in this new dimension, because they will have it boom, it'll be too much in their face. It will smack them in their face too quickly. Where before, in the slower and the lower frequencies, it would take longer for it to come around, and even lifetimes for it to come around to show up. Now with the quickening, and we're really going into the core essence of self, it's just smack right in your face. I know with myself, as soon as I start getting in a negative mindset, things start showing up wrong outside of me. And then I'm like, okay, central oneself, shift my mind. Miracles can happen, anything beautiful can happen. I don't have to sit in the doubtfulness of myself and all of that. And then it all shifts again. And it's happened to me so many times now that it's just an absolute truth within my heart, my soul. What are the flash of lights I see during meditation? It's happening more and more. That's so cool, Sky. I've been seeing more and more very, very vivid blobs of light or sparks of light, and it's usually on my left hand side, which is my feminine side, through my left eye. It's like I think that what you're seeing, Sky, is the ignition of your neuron paths lighting up, like going. Say, for instance, you have a story that's evolving in your life, and it's formed into a neuron path, which is the creation of the story itself, because then you attach yourself to that neuron path or that story, and it becomes solidified in your reality, because it shows up in your reality. It's what you're seeking. It's your narrow-minded vision that is creating that. And when you're meditating and you are now shifting this story, these sparks of light, and that's what they were showing me before, with the sparks of light flying out within your psyche, is now showing up. And that could be an infinite end of possibilities. What are you going to feel that so-called light or void of light? Or it's not even like a void of light would mean darkness, right? But it's showing me like an absolute unlimited possibility. What would you fill that with now? Because it's there and it's showing up for you. So in the meditation, let your imagination be free enough to explore what you could ground. This is definitely working in the high dimensional aspects of self, going into fifth, sixth, seventh dimensions, realizing frequency alignments with yourself and all that sort of stuff too. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, Sky. And we're all going to be opening up to this in different ways. Some of us are going to be grounding more things. Some of us are going to be opening to more etheric messages and so forth. There's nothing that's happened outside of you that wasn't already within you. And it's just the choices that you make of yourself that change. Make different choices within yourself, how you'd like to live your life, and watch life bend to you from now on. Okay, let's see what else comes up. Might get oracle cards. I'll have to open the chat bar for free readings in a minute. We have Strength card and we have Judgment. We have the trumpet playing with the Judgment. Yeah, definitely. Like, this is a trumpet playing with these. Look at the horn of that trumpet. It's like it's showing me, that same feeling of the solar flares coming towards us. It's that curve, that curvature as it comes towards us. And it's like hits at a point and then. Now they're showing me in a third, if you get a 2D flatland, and if you've seen this 2D flatland I've seen, and then you put your finger in it, in the 2D flatland, from a 3D perspective, from a 2D perspective, you see it just growing like that. You don't see the height, you just see it expanding like that. So from a 3D dimension, and these solar flares hitting us, it's infiltrating every cell of our body. It's infiltrating everything. It's getting into our psyche. It's getting into the core beliefs of humanity. It's changing our core beliefs. It's changing the interaction we have with Earth. It's shifting everything. That's what they were trying to show me before. They kept saying more of a 5D experience that's happening. And it's that last, when you get a third one coming in, it really does create an effect on everything. So it's really getting in. It's kind of like the 2D flatland you could see inside the safe because it was drawn as a flatland in front of you. But if it's a 2D person looking at the safe, they couldn't see inside the safe. If you want to see that, there is 2D flatland, and that's what I'm bringing up. So what you couldn't see into before, now you will see into, you will understand just how much things change from within you and your cells, igniting with wisdom through this light, permeating everything. And you become the light then as you're walking this world. Try not to sit in your small mind anymore. Try not to. I know you still got to fit into the world, but try to be more authentically you with that light spark, because this is what we're shifting. And if you'll be surprised with how many people that are on the tip of that fall, ready to jump, when they meet you as that light, they will be receiving what they were always looking for, which is the harvest that they were looking for, the understanding of themselves in a higher dimension. So yeah, that can happen too. Okay. I will choose one. I'll just pick out a couple of oracle cards, see what comes up. Oh, maybe we'll do the fifth dimensional cards. And then we'll open the chat bar for free chat bar readings. Welcome, Sky. Okay, so we have Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. This very masculine energy coming through. Oh my God, it literally looks like to me Horus. When I first saw that, I saw Anunnaki for some reason. So this is all together with the Atlas, 3i. I mean, everything has been awoken, even that being awoken. Like I did bring that up in the channeling, that even they will be awoken on Tuesday's channeling. So yeah, because of course it makes sense, because if our masculine mind is awakening and letting go and becoming more gentler with all of this and allowing the feminine to express itself so it can change the story and grow more, of course the masculine outside of us is going to start to do the same thing. Like we're going to see awakening. Your partner, if it's very male, will start to awaken. In other words, he'll just pull back and go, oh my God, I see you for who you are and the power of who you are. I now trust you more than what I ever have before. I want to experience something different. Show me a new path. I want to ground it. I'll help you ground it, that sort of thing. And then, of course, go further out. Our father, so to speak, that changed our DNA many eons ago was the Anunnaki, and then the Draconian took over from them when they left them, and all of that it'll either be dismantled if it's still holding on to the old program, trying to control only outside of them, or they will grow too. So we'll have a new interaction with the Anunnaki, and they're kind of just sitting there observing as we go through this transition. This is all happening all at the same time. We've got Atlas 3i, we've got the three solar flares. We've got more coming. It's going to shift everything. The Boogosphere, AI, Willow, computer, all of it's just been happening this year. Like, it's been pretty amazing if you think about it. The expansion into these higher dimensions and how it's actually developing into a story. Okay, any more messages? Yep. Okay, we have, you're not alone. I love this. You're not alone. Yeah, so definitely with this new solar flares, I really got a very strong pull that we're going to pull together many new relationships based on love of self and love. That means love of each other. If you love yourself, you will only allow the right people into your life, and then the right people that come into your life will be the same. So it's all based on love. And so you're not alone. So it's isolation, physical connection, and community. Yeah, you're going to be stepping out of your look. It's just the mushroom thing all over again, like the two opposites seeds that were germinating, and then the veins in the middle here of the mushrooms that end up connecting. Sorry. So yeah, we have those two seeds. It's really hard to see. We have a seed here, we have a seed here, and then they come together to create this. So same thing happens. It's like the lines in between these two, exchange of information, exchange of wisdom, coming together. You're going to realize you're not alone in this world. There's a lot more coming together. It's really exciting, because imagine it, all these new communities and people, new relationships coming together. It's just beautiful. Yeah, same, Diana. I've had enough too. And we have to get to that point of really just, we have to get to the point of tired of it before it shifts. It's in those moments that you go, I'm making a new choice, and that's it. I'm trusting myself now. I'm trusting my energy pattern. I'm trusting who I am, and I'm trusting who I'm bringing in. And I'm not just going to go out there and make, friends with anybody. It's going to be a decisiveness of knowing, of holding my light and understanding that I'm also a magnet, as well as I'm making new choices to connect as well. It's like the double-ended thing. You don't want to just, if everybody sat down and went, I am a magnet, I'm going to stay in my room and be a magnet. We all stay in our rooms and we be magnets. No, we have to also take the initiative of stepping out and into the right place, but we're coming from the heart of self and connecting with people that really resonate with us. We're making new choices is what it is, more than just being a magnet. Okay, I'm going to open up the chat bar for free readings for anybody who wants a free reading. And if you're going to leave me here, thank you very much for being part of this channeling and information. If you're staying on, then some of these readings might be for you as well. So yeah, Zen, Debbie. Okay. Okay, Debbie, you have the Two of Wands, and you have the Two of Wands in reverse. See, new ways of choosing. I think you are being aligned with. You're going to choose differently. You're going to allow yourself the freedom to choose differently. That's what I'm feeling, because it was in reverse. I'm going to, yeah, that bird, like an eagle soaring above. Give yourself time to give yourself a opportunity to make a different decision. It's you know what, it's not even the decision that you make, it's the vibration that you make it with. So for instance, you are single. I don't know if you are or not, but if you were, and then you're like, oh, I really need somebody to come in and help me, blah, blah, blah. We do that. We say that in our heads. And then you go online and you join a dating site and blah, blah, blah. And then you keep pulling in all these needy people, blah, 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 because it's matching your vibration. And now you're like, I'm choosing differently from myself. And so you sit there and you go, okay, I'm really loving who I am. I think I am the most beautiful, amazing, incredible person. And I know who I'm going to allow into my life. And then you're like, make exactly the same choice to go on exactly the same dating site, right? And because your energy is shifted, your choices may be made differently, and so that's why that ends up bringing in, or you allow in, your choices are changed. You don't just allow in any needy person because you're coming from a needy heart. You're allowing the person that's resonating with you. So there's something about you making new choices. I'm not saying that you're single, it's just making that as an example there. But yeah. Okay, Cherie. If yeah, like I have only had the odd rudeness happening to me recently. It's setting you up to go, I need to let this go, because I've just gone through this a couple of weeks ago. And I really kind of got into the core essence of myself and going, wow, I'm giving them more power than I'm giving myself by thinking that their rudeness is something I need to replay in my head. Yeah, so just be aware of that. But in any case, I will pull a card for you, Cherie. Cherie. Okay, we have one that just floated out. 6 of Wands, yes. This is leading you to victory for yourself. So see it for what it is. Turn it around on yourself and ask yourself, where have you given your power away? Because they want you to take that back. And you might just need to walk away. You might need to completely ignore them. You might need to say something. But you taking your power back and feeling into who you are and just going, I don't care anymore. I'm going to be more powerful than ever. You're rude, and I'm going to be more powerful than your rudeness, because people who are rude are grasping at somebody else to be small like they are. And so if they're small like they are, then that's makes them feel more comfortable in their smallness. And you're not here to do that. You're here to shine your light brighter. And if they have to disappear out of your life, or if they have to shift crazily to be with you, so be it. So this is to do with you stepping up on your victory of your horse and riding yourself forward now. So yeah, that's what that's about. Like, you're literally, your team, your soul has been put up with too much. We don't want to be putting up with. We want to. And it's not to say that you have to fight them or anything like that, but sometimes not putting up with is just going, I don't even want to listen to this anymore because it's just not me. It's like watching a very mature, beautiful soul that gets picked on, and they're just like, whatever. Still walks off with a big smile on their face, and the people that are trying to pick on them feel even smaller. That sort of thing. Okay, who else we got? Thank you, Zen Debbie. Much appreciated. Who did we die? Zen Debbie. Okay. Really appreciate that. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the next person on the list. Annie. Annie. Thank you. I love the exchange. Okay, so Annie. Annie, they're showing me spark, a light. Like you, the light that's coming in, the new frequencies that's coming in, this is really going to help you. Remember, anything like going through the fire is purging those things about yourself that you weren't really seeing as love for yourself, the way that your self-talk is. But they're showing me, Annie, you are transmuting something, or you've transmuted something, or you're now accepting. They're showing me that you're in the right place. You have the right conditions to use the energy for the new earth. Let's put it that way. Oh gosh. And I feel to get an oracle card for you. I've got one tarot that's been out on its It's on it's upside down. I don't know what it is yet. Oh, that's too many, too many, too many. We don't want that many. Just one, thanks. Yeah, that one flew out really nicely. I like it when they fly out really nicely. Yeah. Oh, look at this. You got death. How powerful. Total new beginning here for you. Wow, a total new beginning for you. And look at this. Shamanic healer, changing, attunement. Yeah, you're attuned. You're attuned to this new frequency. This is what you were waiting for. This is kind of like the energy that you were waiting for. Now that energy is going to be within you from now on. It's not something that, you know, oh, the solar flares hit and that's it. No, the solar flares hit, it changes you up into who you're really desiring to be. And look at these two cards, like they're both kind of, I don't know, the power within them. There's like this powerful masculine side of yourself that's emerging. A powerful masculine side. They're also saying connect with, like if you can imagine an Anunnaki standing in front of you, I certainly can because I've had it happen before. Huge, powerful, masculine energy. When you are matching that from your feminine energy, oh my God, the power is going to be something here with you just expanding. Okay, so that's for Annie. Cherie. Did we get one for Cherie? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Liz. Liz. Yeah, it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, Cherie, to let it go. Just, I kept on putting up a mirror around me because their energy was really annoying. And I'm very empathic. So I kept showing that mirror up, that the mirror would bounce their energy back to them. And then I could just relax more into myself. And every time I thought of them, I just see it as, okay, interesting, but I have to take my power back from that. If I'm feeling small, there's some power there that I'm denying within myself. So yeah, turn it around for yourself. And yeah, you'll be right. Okay, so Liz, your one just floated on out too. We have the Magician in reverse. Now, a lot is in reverse at the moment because I feel like these are the times where things can really take place. And remember, they say the right conditioning. So the more that you live in a present moment, the more you're going to activate the Magician within you, knowing that you have everything, you already have everything to be able to progress. It was just you're waiting for maybe the outside world to show you that it was right time, or you're waiting for some conditioning. You're the condition. You use this energy at the moment to say to yourself, I am conditioning myself to be in present moment so that I can awaken all these gifts that are already there. You already have all of the techniques to be able to move forward with this. Yeah. No way, Annie. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah, so that's happening for you. Liz, you have all the tools you needed. You just have to wait a little. It's not, I don't know why I said that, so we'll go with that. You just have to wait a little longer. It's to do with you conditioning yourself to living more presently in the moment, to be able to expand. And these energies at the moment, the solar flares that are hitting, are going to help you with that. But you already have, it's like you have everything physically, and they're showing me myself. I have everything needed now. I just have to step into that power and ground it, really ground it. But I don't know whether it's something with you in another way. Yeah. Anyways, who else have we got here after Liz? We have Christine Nag 3813. That's my I'm a 3811. Numerology. Oh my God, I did my horoscope. I know Celtic has done my horoscope and I still haven't looked at it yet, but I did my horoscope. I just had a quick look at it. Holy crap, all these trifectas and these things. I had like 27 major thingies, and it was so exciting to see, and it totally made sense. Who are we doing, Christina? Christina 3, 8, 13. These ones flipped back in. It's part of the they turned around while I was shuffling. It's actually the same cards that came out in the general. So the general is very good for you to, if you haven't seen the whole general, go back and see that. Look, yeah, you're shifting. This is all to do with you grounding desires, wishes, family. Your family's coming together. Your family's now starting to back you, or your family will show up as backing you because you're standing more in your power. You're shifting something. It's like you had a code within you, and then you're like, you had to come into supporting self-support. So you've probably been through a fair crap to be able to get to that. And to be able to when you self-support and stand in your own power, this is somebody who signs agreements and stuff like that. So it's something that's to do with the shifting of, and this is a family dynamic, wishes coming true. So I'm really feeling with you that they're going to back you. They're showing me my own family backing me. Like they were always poo-pooing me, and I was just a little mouse. And then when I started to become the more supportive myself, they started to back me more. So I think that this is aligning you. These new solar flares are aligning you to stand in your power. You have something to offer, or you're changing your family has held on to programs that weren't good for them, and you're shifting it. You have another way of looking at things or changing things, and that's going to show up. Okay. Very cool. Okay, who else have we got here? No way, Liz. Thank you. Wow. I'm really getting a lot of abundance coming in. That's so beautiful. Thank you. Zen, Sheree. I'm kind of really humbled by that. Thank you guys for all. Thank you so much for your contributing. Tongue twisted. Okay, I accept it. I have to be in acceptance, right? Tama, I think you're next. Or did I miss somebody? There's Christina. No, Diana. Did I do Diana? Oh, God. Diana. God, I'm starting to lose my place now. Diana, I hope that I did it to you, because I'm not in my, I just can't remember names. I'm not very good at it. You have to change that. That thought process, I know. Diana, I'm better at other things. Okay, Diana, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. Victory to become something. I'm just wondering, I've got a bit of a block there. Why have I got a bit of a block with you, whether I've done you already before or not? Okay, we'll have to go with this because I started it. So I want to turn that victory card around. So I just started to do it without even thinking. So that's a good sign. You might not feel victorious at the moment, but it's definitely coming. I think you've been working on something and it's not really showing up. Something that you've been trying to change or ground into this world, you're working constantly at it. And you're wanting to turn it into a victory. I'm feeling a pull to get an animal card for some weird reason, so I'm going to do that. Maybe there's a message on the animal card for you. Nobility. Elk. Celebrate your accomplishments with humanity. So there's you've already achieved so much, but because it hasn't shown up in a logical way, doesn't mean that you haven't achieved. You are crowned with success. You're definitely going to move into more success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. So yeah, that's pretty much saying what these cards are saying. Actually, it was, anyways. One, I think they both came out in reverse, and then they're both, I'm going to turn them both upright. So yeah, you are definitely coming into this nobility and understanding that it's always been within. Yeah, but I do feel like, I think you need to celebrate something that maybe is not seen as a success in this world, but from you, it's kind of like, well, I've shifted that thought, and I've shifted this thought, and I've shifted that. So maybe celebrate that, because that will move you into grounding celebrations as well. And you'll then have something to celebrate the grounded celebration for. Okay. In a backwards kind of a way. Who else have I got? I'm missing anyone. Tama? You're welcome, Liz. Tama? Tama. Tama, you have two that's fallen out. You have justice. They said justice is on your side. And then you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So there's still something within your mind that you need to let go of to allow this justice to be on your side. It's almost like you're holding on to something in your head. I don't know if I've already done you two. I'm getting really confused whether I'm doubling up here. But anyway, there's something in your head that you're holding on to that is preventing you to feel like you have justice. It's when you actually let go of that thought pattern that you'll see justice show up outside of you. Okay, I'm going to leave it here because I'm getting too confused with who I've done and who I haven't done. I haven't done Ethereal Moonlight. I know that much. Yeah, okay, Ethereal Moonlight. Last one. I don't like leaving anyone out. That's my biggest problem, and that gets confusing. Six of Cups again. How many times have we got the same card coming out? That's so amazing. And that came out in the general as well. So yeah, pulling back to your innocence and knowing that you have maturity now to move forward. And then you have the Two of, yeah, you have a gift coming. So you have the Two of Swords and the Page of Cups. That's interesting. I heard the song Blinded by the Light. Get up. I don't know if you want to look up that song. Blinded by the light. Da, 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 da. I don't know what it's called. Okay, so maybe this is actually going to show something in front of you that you haven't been looking at within yourself. Like these solar flares are going to show something you haven't actually been looking at yourself. It's almost like someone, say something's been wanting to offer you something or give you something, or the world is wanting to gift you what you've really been hoping for, but you've been holding yourself back from that. And so, yeah, I would go back to maybe it's a shared sort of a thing that's happening with a soul partner, or somebody is coming into your life, and you're both doing this until you know but you have to release it to be able to meet instead of meeting to be able to release it. Sometimes we believe that if the outside world shows up for us, then it'll all work out. But it's actually us that has to do the inner work for the outside world to show up for us. So just be aware of that. Anyways, I will leave you at that. Okay, guys, get done enough. Love you so much. Until my next channeling, whenever that's going to be. Who knows with these new lights, these new solar flares coming our way. what I'll feel like doing. But please go check out now. It's already published on my Hidden Codes to a New Reality. It was published at 9 o'clock and it's 9:19 here. I've gone over time here. So go check that out. It's a 6-minute video. You'll learn heaps about our history and gold and understand why we're so infatuated with gold, honestly. Okay, love you guys heaps. Bye.